Today we're going to be going over the operating condition of this Miranda Auto Sensorex EE 35mm film camera. First I wanted to showcase this nice branded leather case that has Miranda on the front. The condition of this case is very nice. The only cosmetic flaws I can point out is a little bit of discoloration on the top corner right here, and a little bit of discoloration on the bottom button. This camera also comes with a strap, and the strap is a very nice rubber strap. It's in very nice condition. I bought this strap a few years ago, and I took very good care of it, and it's a very good strap that will secure the camera and keep it connected. So I thought we'd open up the case and show you the inside of the case. So it's a nice velvet inside. It's a little bit dirty, but I will clean it out before I ship it out to whoever wins the auction. And the bottom part of the case is screwed in through the tripod mount. We can see the bottom part of the case is nice as well, in very good condition for its age. So this is the camera here. This camera has two lens caps. This branded Miranda cap, which is plastic, and this metal screw-in lens cap, which is a 52mm screw-in lens cap. This camera is equipped with a Miranda Auto E 50mm 1.4 lens. It's a very fast lens, and it's a very nice operating lens. So first, I thought we'd stop down through the shutter speeds with the camera fully stopped down at f16. And we'll just go through the shutter speeds and see the camera in operation. So this is at 1/1000th of a second, 1/500th, 1/250th, 1/125th, 1/60th, 1/30th, 1/15th, and you could start to hear the mechanism in the camera working at a slower shutter speed. We'll do that again, because this camera has a failsafe to the shutter speed dial. You have to push in this middle button and then turn the shutter speed dial to the slower speeds of 1/8 of a second and slower. So this is 1/8 of a second, 1/4, 1/2, and then the 1 full second, and then the bulb setting. The lens will stay stopped down, the shutter will remain open, the mirror will stay up until I release my finger from the shutter button. Now let's try the self-timer, which is the lever to the left of your screen, right here, the left of the lens. Cock the shutter. See as the lens stops down, and it takes the shot. So we're going to take off the lens now, and we're going to inspect the lens. These two clips right here, and then turn counterclockwise to take off the lens. It's a very nice, fast 1.4 lens. You can check the shutter blades are very quick and snappy. I do not see any oil or any type of corrosion in the lens. Upon inspection in the light, I am seeing absolutely no fungus no haze, and very, very little deposits of dirt in the camera. Very small specks of dirt in the camera. Lens. So that is the lens. It also has an EE function, which is the auto function. This camera does require a battery to operate the meter. I have tested this camera with a battery, and unfortunately the battery does not operate the meter. The meter is dead, which means that you can use a handheld light meter. I will be posting a link in the description of a light meter that I use for my iPhone for all of my film cameras. So moving on to the top of the camera, going from left to right, this is your advance lever. It's not a very smooth advance, but it gets the job done. This is your advance counter. It'll tell you if the camera is advanced or not. Orange means that the camera is advanced. White means that the camera is not. This is your frame counter. It'll count the number of frames that you have taken. And you can see that it is operating properly. So there's that. On the right side, you have your rewind crank and your meter selection. This meter has shutter priority and aperture priority selections off, and the battery check, which is spring operated. Don't mess with that because the battery does not work. The meter's dead. So going over to the center, you have your removable prism. The prism is removable for waist level shooting, and you can do that by sliding over this little dial to the left and taking off the prism. The prism's in good shape, very nice glass. Upon looking through the viewfinder, I am seeing very little dust at all. Little to none. And here is the mirror and the viewfinder, waist level viewfinder. Everything that you see here is in a mirror image, so the numbers are reversed. When the prism is put onto the camera again, the numbers will display in the correct non-backwards order. So now we've looked at that, let's go over the the cosmetic issues with this camera. This camera has a few dings. You can see a ding right there on the top of the prism. The rewind crank is a bit dented. You can see that it's not rotating flat. It's a bit lopsided, so be aware of that. It's not going to affect your film transport because I ran a roll through this camera. This right here is your battery compartment. I'm going to open it up just so you can see that it takes a weird battery. You can see that the battery terminal is a bit scratched up, so be aware of that. I don't even know how you would fix this type of meter with this battery requirement. I've never seen a battery like the one that this operates on. So let's open up the back of the camera now to go over the cosmetic condition of the inside of the camera. This is your shutter transport, your film transport. Everything here operates nicely. You can see the shutter opening up. Everything over here works. The sprocket drive and the advanced drive works nicely. I am feeling no residue, little to no residue on the film door. There's a bit, but it's not in dire need of repair straight away. I do see some transfer here between the film door and the body of the camera, so be aware of that. I am also seeing a bit of wrinkles in the curtain. I'm not sure that it shows up well on the video, but I am seeing that the shutter curtain is not quite as flat as it should be. But again, it does not affect the picture taking ability of this camera. So now that you've seen everything work, the bottom of the camera, you can see a bit of scratching on the bottom of the camera. That's very, very common for these cameras by the tripod mount. And one last thing, as a cosmetic flaw, the plastic lens cap has this little ring around it that doesn't stay on all the time. You can pop it off and detach it from the lens cap. So be aware of that when you are looking over the photos on my eBay listing. And the eBay listing will be in the description. I am listing this camera as 4 parts because of the flaw of the light meter, but other than that, as this video has showcased, the camera is in very nice cosmetic condition. That's the other thing. The lens cap doesn't always stay on the camera. The plastic lens cap doesn't always connect to the camera, so be aware of that. Other than that, however, this camera is in very nice condition. You don't have to have that plastic lens cap on because the screw-in cap is a metal cap and it will protect the camera anyway from dings or scratches. So I'm going to pack this camera up and get it ready for shipment to the eBay bidder who wins this auction. Check out my other camera listing videos for eBay. Thank you.